Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Yes, She Can, a program that seeks to discuss the myths and the truths about what a girl can and cannot do. Today's guest, Ohemaa, is an engineer who, for most part of her career, will leave her family and friends, pack a bag or two, get to the heliport, board a chopper, fly across the ocean onto an offshore rig to work amongst 50 and 90 men, sometimes being the only woman, for about 4 to 8 weeks. Yeah, that's what Ohemaa is here to discuss with us today, to tell us her journey in the oil and gas industry, the challenges, the things that she was excited about, and how it has shaped her life. I hope it inspires you, or at least you learn a thing or two. Stay tuned. Hello, Ohemaa, and thank you so much for joining us today. This is a topic that is very dear to me, and I know as a STEM advocate like yourself, I know it's also dear to you. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Eugenia, for having me today. I'm used to being the host, so being a guest, thank you.
Anyways, so for those who don't know, tell us a little bit about your journey that led to you working on the rig, an industry that has few women and even much fewer working on the rig like yourself. So what led you to it? Was it a childhood dream?
So actually, to be sincere, I didn't know what I wanted to be. Like, all I know is I liked to draw when I was young, but well, you know our Ghanaian culture, they are not about to have me just drawing and staying at home, right? So that's one, they were not buying it. So I remember before selecting schools, BC.
Yeah.
Let me start way back from BC. Before selecting our schools and our courses, I went to Ashimota School from nursery. So automatically I knew like I would want to go to Ashimota Secondary School, sort of. But now the problem was with the course. I wanted to do visual arts. But then I remember a teacher, my science teacher, telling my mom that the way I am, like I like to play, I like to have fun a lot. So he said, if I do visual arts, he thinks I won't find it challenging enough. Not to say it's not challenging, but then with the way I am, and I like to have, like I can be playful, sort of. So he felt that I should do science. Like I needed something challenging to keep me focused, basically. So they chose the schools, they chose Ashimota School, and they chose science, and I got into science. I went to the secondary school. It was okay. Then I became playful because I can tend to deviate a little bit. So after my secondary school, I really didn't know what I wanted to study. So my mom and I went to KNUST to talk to lecturers. Before I filled out the form and everything, we went to KNUST, we spoke to the lecturers in different departments, right? And that was the time where I think Ghana was starting to appreciate the whole petroleum thing. Yeah. So I was going to do petroleum engineering. Then one lecturer suggested that, you know what, there's another program called geological engineering. And with that, it deals with everything in the earth. So you can actually go mining, you can go to the oil industry. He thought that was a broader course for me, to him. So I chose that first. And by God's grace, I got into that. So honestly speaking, even in the university, I wasn't thinking about oil industry, because you realize that in the university, when you're studying geological engineering, most of the time it's channeled towards working in the mines. Yes. So it was more of mines stuff in the beginning. Then third year, the long vac, you're expected to do this internship. So there was a time I went to our office, our departmental office, to take something. I don't remember what it was. But then our secretary then was pregnant. So as soon as she saw me, she was like, Ohemaa, ukra, udin ka list be home. You see your channel was some better aptitude test. And I was like, are you serious? Like, and she was so tired. So I was like, okay, do I have to? She said, oh, whatever, say and so I didn't know what it was about. Actually, all I knew was I was coming to write an aptitude test. I remember I went to the room and I was telling my roommates, can you believe it? I have to come and write an aptitude. I have to go and write an aptitude test tomorrow. And they were like, and actually I said I won't go and write. So my roommate Irene, she was like, go and write. What? Like, what's the worst that can happen if they don't call you? But you just go and write. And I was like, okay. We wrote the aptitude test. It was good. And then a lecturer helped me to get, I think, Anglo Gold Ashanti for that internship. So during the vacation, I was at home. I was actually at home. I was just checking. I was just checking my email on my phone, and then I saw an email from GirlOnTheMove saying my medicals had been rescheduled for another date. And I'm like, which medicals for what? Like, I didn't get anything. What? Only then I called the number. I called the HR then, and he was like, "Didn't I get an email before that?" And I said no. He said I should check well. So I just went to check, and I there was nothing. So I went to my spam, and I saw the email there in my spam saying that I had passed the aptitude test, and the dates to come and start my internship with them and all that. And I had to come to Takoradi, and I was like, wow. So what? Like, God works in mysterious ways. Funny enough, because I didn't see the email, I would have missed the first medical. But I think something happened and they changed it and moved it forward. Yes. So then now my medical was the next day or 2 days away. So I quickly called my mom and I was like, Mommy, like, I've got an opportunity with GirlOnTheMove. But then I really didn't know GirlOnTheMove. I'm not even going to lie. Then I was like, but I called my mom just to tell her that like I was feeling good. I passed the aptitude test, sort of, not to say I'm going to GirlOnTheMove because I knew I was planning to go to Anglo Gold Ashanti, right? So then my mom said, you can still go. Since this one is tomorrow, you can just prepare and go. If you go there and you don't like it, and it's time to go to the Anglo Gold Ashanti one, you just stop and you go to Anglo Gold. I'm like, okay, that's a good deal. And I've been to Takoradi before, but this was coming with, I think, flights and free accommodation. And hey, I'm pleased, school girl. I was so hyped. So I quickly went home to pack. The next day, I came to Takoradi, and the life with the mine and the oil industry started. I spent 6 weeks with them, and it was amazing. I had fun. I learned a lot. The people were amazing. So that was that with the internship. Then after school, you have some few weeks before you start your national service, like months. Yeah. Fortunately for me, I got an opportunity to work with Newmont Mines at Kenya. But then the plan was I would be a teaching assistant. That was the plan. So I was having an internship with Newmont when I got a call from GirlOnTheMove that they would want to have my PIN, and I got a good appraiser when I came to intern with them. So they would want me to do my national service with them. And I was confused. I always had this, I'm going to be a TA, I like everybody knew I'd be a TA, so I was going to be a TA. So I was really confused. So I was talking to some of the colleagues I'd met at Newmont, and they were like, "Are you serious? Call them and tell them you come." But I was still not sure. So I went to talk to the mining manager then, and he was like, "I'm going to advise you to call them." So I called them and I started my national service with them. After national service, you know how recruitment goes there. I wrote an aptitude test by God's grace. I think that year I was the only one recruited. Yes. So that was how I got into the oil and gas service industry. I did not plan it. It was never in my plans to go there.
I don't know. Your story is like one person advised you. It wasn't like you planned it yourself.
No. That is why all up for the whole mentorship and stuff. Because fortunately for me, I had guidance like every step, each step. God just revealed someone who would position me in the right direction. That was how it was for me.
And maybe that's why there are few women in the industry. I don't know if that's what you think, because we don't even know it exists, and even if it suits us.
Yes.
Do you think it's a place women can work, and what can be done more to kind of help more women to go there?
I think the truth is they have to know what they are getting into. You realize people who knew what they were going into. For instance, I knew what I was getting into because I had interned with them. I did my national service with them. Even that, I still had some surprises along the way, right? Even after all that. Yeah. So if you are coming into the industry and you have zero idea of what to actually expect, what the website is different from what is happening. Yes, from what is happening on the ground. So you need to find someone who can actually tell you A, B, C. Like, this is how it's going to be like. It's either you mentally prepare yourself for it, or maybe you accept, no, I can't do this. This is not for me.
Yeah.
So I think with mental preparation, with people actually being real about it, we will get women to go in there and actually last longer.
Yeah. What was your first experience like? Like for me, packing my first rig bag, I didn't know what to put in. What was your first experience like? What did you pack? What did you wish you knew before you went there?
So mine was my first assignment was in Nigeria. I was on a vessel. So first and foremost, like I one thing I find very funny is I packed my yoga mat.
Okay. Okay.
I packed my yoga mat.
Like, please, there's no need to pack a yoga mat. Please, I
thought I was going to be doing then I used to like doing yoga. Now I don't. Then like it was an obsession or something like that. So I packed my yoga mat. I packed my stuff. Like I had a fair idea. I know it's not a dressy environment. It's not a makeup environment, heels environment. That I knew. But I don't know why. Like, I think I had heard stories of what actually happens. Like, I knew the rig had a gym and all that, but I was going to a vessel. I didn't know what to expect going to a vessel. Like, basically that.
What was your first impression? What did you like? What did you not like?
I didn't like the fact that I had to share a room with a guy. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that I had to share the bathroom with the guys. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about when we were like 70.
Okay.
So before the job, we go on to the rig. The crane picks us up onto the rig, but then we lived on the vessel. So I think like 60 guys, and I was the only lady. I wasn't surprised about being the only lady because I'd heard stories that was possible, but I thought I would be given a VIP treatment because I'm the only lady. I have my own room, maybe, a bathroom inside my room to myself. No, please. I was lying to myself. I got there, I was sharing a room with a guy, and I was sharing the bathroom with them. So it's either I wake up very early in the morning to take my bath, or be the last person. And of course, it's not advisable to be the last person. You wouldn't want to use the bathroom and the toilet after the guys have used it. So it's better I wake up very early and use it, then I'll come back. So fortunately for me, my roommate was a Ghanaian too. So we could actually vibe. I think we were the only two Ghanaians on them.
So what were the concerns of your family and friends when you were on the rig, and your concerns as well?
So when I joined, I was married.
Okay.
I got married in November, and but I don't. My husband never complained. I don't think he ever said anything about that. His concern was more of, am I okay? Like, am I comfortable with it? Sort of. I don't think there was ever point, no, where he was, and he's not comfortable with me. No, it was more of, are you okay? Like, how are you coping? You know, things like that. That was it. My mom was, my mom was, what?
Exactly.
But my mom has always said, so as much as she wasn't too surprised, like, you know, it still has this worst
You
thing.
have your shocks.
I didn't really speak much about it with my friends. I'll try to think if I spoke about it with a friend. Maybe Nancy. Yeah, I'll call her now. Sometimes I'll be so sad. I'm like, God,
Mm-hmm.
what am I doing here? Like,
The only girl among 70 men.
Look, like, I just needed my husband to tell me then, like, oh, Jai Jumano, you can
You
stop.
need to tell you. So you will have a reason to say that that's why I left.
Because I wouldn't want to leave and later go like, like I was so weak that I left, like I couldn't handle it. But he wasn't going to be the one. No, he wasn't going to put himself in that situation to tell me to leave. No. Like, if you feel you can't take it, fine. But I'm not going to be the one to say leave. And I didn't want to leave because I'm like, I can beat this. But sometimes I'm like, yo, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know that feeling.
Yeah. Interesting. Very true. What do you think is the one of the biggest myths about girls who work on the rig?
That we can't have kids.
We don't socialize.
Like, I've had so many people ask me, hey, how do you have kids? I heard when you go offshore, you can't have kids. I'm like, I can't have kids because I'm not finding a man to date me, or I can't have kids because, like, something is happening in my stomach, like in my...
Okay, so Ohemaa, you have 2 beautiful kids. How do you juggle them? How do you do that? Maybe you should tell them so that they know.
I'm not juggling anything. I have help. I have my support system is strong, is tight. Like, my husband has been amazing. My husband is the type who likes having his family around him. So I don't know how he's accepting this. Like, sometimes, no, seriously, because he likes to be likes to know, like, everyone is okay. Yes, and for that, like, he has to have eyes on everyone and everything going on. But then, so seeing him, let me say, sacrifice me going away. You know, you can go away like 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It happens, right? I have help. Me, I'm not going to lie. I have help. But every time, like, I'm around, I make sure my presence is felt. I actually make sure my presence is felt because my kids, I want to be involved in my kids' life. Like, I am involved in their lives. They are my number one priority. If I'm going to make any change in this world, it has to start with my kids, right? I'm not going to go out there and say I'm trying to make a difference in the world when I come home and the generation that I believe I'm making the world better for, like, I'm not paying attention to them. No. My gift to the world is raising amazing kids. So
I think that's true, and that's for both those who want to get into the industry and the families as well. Support system is very important for women. You can't just say you want women to be in STEM, you want women to be in these industries, and let there be a gap or a hole in their family or in their homes. I think it's really important for us to note that and welcome the help, as you said.
There are some things you don't have to do it yourself, right? Like, and the world won't stop because you are not doing it. The world will move on. There are some things like you have to take charge of personally. So we just have to know how to prioritize. That's basically it.
I think, and it's also important to have a supportive partner. And I think it's important not just follow your family saying.
That is number one. That is number one. If you want to have a family, it's not by force. Not everybody wants that. If you want to have a family, please, when you're selecting your partner, because if you're going to be a career woman, and a successful one. I've spoken to a lot of women, and they will tell you, you need somebody who will push you. You need a husband who will support you, not somebody who doesn't want you to go out anyway. So you come up with a plan and they try to downplay it, right? No, you need somebody, yes, you need somebody who will actually support you and push you, give you vim.
Yeah.
My husband will say, oh, when I'll be a billionaire, no, now I enjoy this kind. I've experienced people tell me offshore, how is your husband letting you do this job? Hey, Sikadie, mama, for you, mama, that means me, mommy, remember how I get people say that, like, I can't let my wife do this job. I can't watch my wife go to a job where 99 or 98% guys. Hey, is it because of money? Like, money can actually let people do things. I'm like, my husband doesn't spend my money. I spend his money. I'm not about to take his responsibilities and make them mine. No, thank you. But then I'm going to work for what's mine, for our kids, for us.
Yeah.
So it's not about money or any. No. It's about me achieving my dreams and being fulfilled. Yeah. If I'm a happy person, personally, I think it reflects on everything.
Exactly. Right? I think it's true. So most of the times you are one woman on the rig with 70 men or 90 and sometimes 100. Did you ever experience any misogyny or sexist comments that dampened your spirit?
So about that, I think it's after I had my son. Yeah, and people go like, you've left your child and you've come here, and why are you doing that? You're supposed to be there for your things like that, basically things like that. But honestly, I'm the type of person, if I'm not beating myself over that particular thing, there's no way someone else will make me feel bad. I'm sure maybe people did pass comments, but if I'm not feeling bad about it personally, there's no way you will say something that will dampen my spirit. It won't happen. My first time going offshore after I had my son, God, I felt terrible. I felt so bad. I felt like a bad mother. Like, I was always sending my husband messages, my mother-in-law messages to find out how he's doing and things like that. So for something like that, if somebody mentions it, then it will get to me. Not because you are saying it, because I am actually feeling bad about it. But if I'm okay with it, there is no way you can say anything that, and I'm sure then I'll just like give it to you, right? Like in a very polite way, but you still get the message.
Interesting. Anyway, so we've talked about how we can help other girls to get on board. What about companies themselves and rig structure or the way we get on our schedules and stuff? How can these things be amended to suit a girl? Because we are very different from boys, whether we like it or not. That's not saying that we can't work there, but what are some of the changes you think we can do or companies can take charge of to help girls to get there?
The truth is, I think maybe the way someone will treat lady A won't be the same way they'll treat lady B. In the sense that I've seen people give birth and go offshore like after 2 months or 3 months. And I keep asking myself, why? Like, why would you leave? Like, I don't know, why? And I've had people say, then they said I had to go back to work, things like that. But personally, I think it's a personal choice. I don't know how to explain this. I feel if you make it quite clear in the beginning, they will understand. Nobody will force you. Maybe they might say some things, not directly, but then sometimes you pick hints of some things they say, right? Yeah, I remember I had a manager tell me, don't give back now. Like they don't say it directly, but they have a way of saying that it's going to affect your career.
Your career growth.
But then I believe I should know that it's going to affect my career. It won't affect my career. It might slow down things, but eventually I'm going to get there. Eventually I'm going to put in the work needed. Yeah. So I think it's a personal. fine, it has to do with the companies, but I don't see, nobody actually came to me directly. I won't say the company came to me directly to say, don't do this, do this. Or it's individuals that make up the company. So your colleagues, your same colleagues that you work with, right? So depending on your approach towards these things, me in the beginning, I feel from the way I'm behaving or I'm acting, you pick cues of it. So you know what to come to me, what you can actually come to me with. Nobody told me to go offshore after 3 months. Because I'm breastfeeding. One, I'm breastfeeding and I can't go offshore because offshore is not a place where I can come every day and breastfeed my child and go back. We work with human beings. I feel most women are afraid because I've met someone offshore who was pregnant like 4 months or something, and they couldn't tell their manager because they are afraid that it's going to affect their career. So I believe it's not about the companies, it's about we the women, our mentality. You shouldn't be afraid to say that you are pregnant. Like it happens, right? And come on, we've seen nobody slows down offshore jobs. So
no, it keeps going.
it keeps going. There's always a replacement for you. You just have to let them know ahead of time so that they can also plan, because it's a company, they're business.
Exactly.
So you just have, we are working with human beings who understand. Just make sure that you put it out there. So honestly, like I keep saying this, I don't think it's about the industry. It's about the people working. If you make your goals or your plans known to them, you can all work together so that everybody wins.
Exactly.
Yes, that is how I see it. I don't think it's about the company, no.
So your work life is kind of different. Some people just sit in a car, drive to an office, and that's it. But for you, for some part of your work, you have to go to the heliport, get on a chopper, and then fly onto a rig or something like that. What are some of the realities that you can tell a girl who is aspiring to work on a rig?
It was fun for me, like the whole chopper thing.
I tell you.
The whole chopper experience was fun for me. The only time I was worried was when, I found out both pregnancies offshore.
Yeah.
So and the second one, can you bought the pregnancy? Yes. So my only worry when it comes to the chopper flight is when I'm coming off the rig, knowing that I'm pregnant. Like that was my only worry, because sometimes it gets a bit shaky.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like all these things to me are the fun parts of the job. Honestly, like going offshore, going to the helipad, all these things, like they are not the normal. I don't like normal, I guess. I like the interesting, like I'm going offshore, I have my bags packed, like I'm going with a chopper. It's fun. I'm not going to lie. Working in the oil and gas, I work with a service company. Working with a service company, it was amazing. It was a well-structured company. Let me put it that way. The company I worked for was a well-structured company. And I feel everything I know now, everything I am now, of course, you will have your off days with the company. There are some things you wouldn't agree with, but most of it, everything I am now, when it comes to my industry experience or my professional ethics, is what I got from them, what I learned from them. Working with an oil and gas service industry is amazing. I'm like, amazing, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
Hey.
Like, it's fun. Like, I don't know how to, you see how I'm smiling? It was,
Oh my God.
interesting. I'm not going to lie about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing scary about it. Nothing. I think every job, you can be going by road and it still comes with its risk. You can be walking and it comes with this risk.
Yeah.
So there's nothing different about someone sitting in the chopper to fly to their job location and somebody driving or somebody walking. I think it's even more interesting that way, working offshore. The whole environment, like, I don't know, the food. If you get a good chef.
Oh.
Fortunately for me, my crew members were always amazing. Like,
I think that helps.
they were always amazing. Yes, that helps.
Yeah.
That helps. But it all starts from you, the individual. I'm just going to say you have to be confident. You have to let them know you know why you are there. Don't let somebody come and change your mind. If you're the type where somebody says something and it gets to you, then that industry is not the best for you, because you are working. It's an international industry, working with people from diverse areas. Some people just say things as it is. It's not like they are being rude, though. That is how they are. That is what they know. That is how they know how to be or how to relate to people. So if you're somebody who takes petty things to heart, and no, you won't survive there, because you're working with people from different places. Like, the things some people can say to you, they are not angry, they're not fighting with you. Like, it's a normal conversation. But then to you, as a Ghanaian, we are not used to words like that. Yes, and you might find them offensive.
That is not to say to accept any offensive thing. Let them also know your stance. There's a mutual respect. They know their level.
There's a respect, but you should know, like, who you are dealing with. You should know. You should learn your team members. Actually, that's one thing. Learn them. Learn what they are, where they are from, their culture. Try to accept all these things. It gives you a better understanding on who you are working with, right?
Yeah.
You don't come. It's not more of, I come as I am, so accept me. No, but you just have to know who you are working with.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to know who you are working with, how best to work with that person. It's fun, basically. It's interesting. It's fun.
You can't explain it enough. Anyway, so your final words to any girl who wants to come on the rig, the family, and the loved ones around her.
So, working with an oil and gas, whether it's a production company, a service company, or like whatever, finding yourself in this industry, it can be a blessing, and let me not say a curse, but it has its positives and its negatives. But you should know how to work around it and how to make it work for your good. Each individual is different. That is the basic thing. We are all very, very different. You meet different people here. It's a diverse environment. That is one thing you should know. So you should come in knowing that you're going to meet people from different backgrounds, different families. We're not talking about just an ethnic group or a region in Ghana. We're talking about different countries, different continents. So you just come in with an open mind and be ready to learn. Be ready to learn new things and unlearn some things that you've picked based on where you're coming from. You should be ready to learn and unlearn. That is one thing. And you should be very, very confident. I don't know if I've said that already. But they should know you know what you're bringing to the table. And you should actually bring things to the table. Please don't just be doing yes, sir, yes, sir. And let me add this, which is very important. I wish I knew this earlier. Always own what you do. Be proud about, like, when you do something, embrace it. I did this. Don't say it's small or, oh, I just did. There's nothing like just. You'll be amazed the things people are using to climb the ladder when it comes to the industry. Yes, there's nothing like small. When you do something, embrace it, own it. I did this. Feel good about it. Even if it's something as simple as suggesting they change a color from green to red or yellow to blue. Like, all these things come together to make the industry what it is. Just embrace it, own it, be proud about it. It's not like that is not you don't know. Be proud. Be proud about every little thing you do. I'm telling you, it goes a long way in this industry. Yes, it goes a long way in the industry. And just be yourself. Be yourself. And to the families, please encourage our young ladies. It's fun. Okay, it's fun. They are going to learn a lot. they're going to learn a lot. If you're able to beat this, I keep saying now, I don't think there's anything more challenging I can do.
Yeah. It makes you
than
resilient to some level.
yes.
Yeah.
Like you feel you've seen it all. Like you feel I've been able to survive this, and I can survive any other thing, right?
Yeah.
So please support our young girls, and they can have kids when they go
And
offshore.
get married.
Get married if they want to. They can balance it. They just need your support. They just need your support.
Sure.
So please, let's encourage our young ladies. We need more. We need more of our young ladies there. Okay?
Sometimes it feels lonely, so it's good to have some more. No matter how good the guys are and fun they are to be with, sometimes you just need a lady to gist with. I don't know if you get what I mean.
It's true. You need somebody to just with. That is it.
I'm just happy when I see another girl come on board. I don't know. I just light up, and when I go to, I don't know.
Automatically, you become best friends.
It just lightens my. I don't even know her.
Yes.
But just the mere fact that I've seen a girl, I'm happy.
Automatically, you become best friends, and it's amazing. I wish it's something everybody can experience, right? People ask me, how is it like offshore? I can't explain it. That is the truth.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. All the machinery, everything going on, how everything is orderly. You know, we do this, you're moving to that, you're moving to that. It shapes your life in so many ways.
Yeah.
I feel when you are there, you don't know. But when you leave, you realize, wow. Yeah. I think I've been so positive about this. It's not easy. It's not like it's easy.
No.
It's not easy. There are days where like you're working 16 hours straight or even more. I remember there were days where I would be sleeping on the treating irons in one container like that because you're waiting for somebody to. No, seriously, it's not easy. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it's not easy, but it's fun.
All these stories that make it fun. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ohemaa, for being on this. It's been fun having you. And we hope to see more girls, not just in STEM, but on rigs as well.
Even though I'm no longer in the industry, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. And it will always stay with me, right?
Yeah. We are blessed. Bye. Thank you, girl. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.